Hello, everyone. Busy days, had busy days. Yes, yep, in the pool. uh, my daughter here, after her pregnancy and the blood clot they had to deal with, and a medication she had to take, and I don't know what, suddenly has now developed a gluten allergy. And in her case, it came out she had headaches all the time. And we ended up saying, let's find out if, and she noticed that it was often after she had bread or this or that. So we started cutting out all the gluten here, and she's headache free. And she doesn't have a headache anymore. And every time she, yes, yep, has just, say, a slice of pizza that's not gluten free or this, she sure enough, she will have a headache the next day. And so we've okay. To me, this is one of those things where okay, someone's in pain, right? If they eat this or that. So how about we just don't eat it? And of course, the rest of us here, it's fine. We're fine, but it's one of those things, right? Yes, yeah. So I've been trying to find a flour. Long story shorter, trying to find a flour that I can use to still make bread and cakes and this and that. And it's unbelievable how expensive a little tiny little bag of flour is out there that's gluten free. So I found one flour that I'm not sure what it is. It's a little bit of a bigger bag, but still the price is it's you can hardly do anything with that amount of flour. Yes? And so I watched. I'm going. I wonder. And been looking for rice flour. Can't find it. I don't know. One could maybe order it online, but I have no doubt it'll be expensive again. So I went and watched a few videos on how to make rice flour. The first video that I watched was very simple, but you had to have a good blender. Okay, one of those like industrial blenders, And I'm going, I don't have that, but I have a Ninja. Ninjas are pretty good too. They're not the regular blenders. They're a heavy duty, right? The first time I ever used that one, it was like, wow, that's great. I wish I didn't know. And then, I think I mentioned that before in a video where I figured out on how to, there's a dough blade on the food processor part to that Ninja. And on how I don't have to knit anymore. The machine's doing it for me, and it's so great for my wrists and my arthritic fingers. Now I got this trigger thumb going again. Anyway, so it was great. It's great. It's wonderful. I'm going. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't want to, destroy a blender here because they can run too hot, destroy the motor. And so I'd watch. Then there was another video. So basically, you just take the rice and put it in the blender and just, okay, and then faster and faster and faster. And after so many minutes, you got flour. I went, okay. Now let's see if there's one where I don't need a blender that's going to cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars first. Might as well just go with the more expensive flour, right? And there was one where you first soak the rice, then you dry the rice again, then you do the same thing. So a little less harsh on the machine, right? And I go, I'm not doing all that. Anyway, so I kind of put the idea aside, and haven't been baking as much or, making bread. I made some, but then my daughter can't eat it, and she wants to eat it because it smells so good. Okay. So about 2 days ago, I decided I'm gonna just try it. I'm just gonna try with that how the guy did it in the first video with my Ninja. I had to do it in two steps. First, I put it in the blender part, and most blenders have just a little blade at the bottom. Well, this one has one that goes all the way up, okay, through the whole blender part. And I did, and I went and I did it, and then I said, okay, I did this 3 times now for 60 seconds. I better let the motor cool off. So I did. Then I did it again, and I'm going, it's not getting finer, really. And I thought, well, I'll use then I have this other part to it that does have just a little bottom blender, and I did a less of the flour in it again to make sure that the machine doesn't, overwork, and it came out perfect. It came out perfect, and it looked just like I'm going. Whoa, this actually worked. And then I made a chocolate cake with it. And all I can tell you is, and I used the rice flour like I would use any other flour, and it worked. Gluten-free flour doesn't rise. It doesn't matter if you put whatever. It works some with the baking powder, but it's not doesn't really work with the yeast. I'm just saying, I've tried. Maybe I tried it wrong, but that's all I'm saying. Don't waste your gluten-free flour on bread, because it doesn't work. Yeah, no, doesn't work. No, it doesn't. No. But this one did. Okay, I haven't tried the bread yet, but also with the cake, it rose just perfectly and tasted really. You could not tell this was rice flour. Anyway, so everybody's excited. I'm excited. I wanted to share the story. So let's get going here. And then I have something else to share. If I remember it at the end, just again, we'll see if I remember it. So, I did it. I feel very accomplished. Oh, and then my daughter made the best tacos. Let's say it this way, the best taco meat. I don't know how she did it. She did it again. We had it twice in a row, two dinners in a row. Absolute, the best tacos I ever had. Better than any restaurant. The seasoning in the meat was superb, umami as they call it. Unbelievable. Tasted unbelievably good. Yes. So, just saying. Yeah. All right. So, I said this seasoning is probably going to be good on chicken, on just about any other meat, or beans even, just beans or what, on any dish. And that's it. You got it. You gotta make more of this, and so not just for the tacos. Anyway, it was so good, better than I could have made it. So we are in the book of Ecclesiasticus 9. Women. Do I even want to read that one? Okay, see, I am so disillusioned with this, aren't I? All right, women. Let's see what you have to say about women. I bet you. Okay, just saying. If it isn't any good, or again, whatever, then yep. I just read one. Just glanced. I'm going. You probably never thought that a woman would read this in depth like this. Yeah, but if you would have known, you probably. Okay. All right, women. That's Ecclesiasticus 9. Do not be jealous of the wife you love. Huh? If you love your wife, why would you be jealous? If you truly love your wife, right? Again, if how does that? That's like a fallible sentence. Then, if you get jealous of your wife, then you don't love her, or vice versa. You don't love them. You want to possess them. You want to control them. That's not love. Yes, it's not love. So that's a fallible sentence right there. Sorry, buddy. Do not teach her lessons in how to harm you. Huh? Do not put yourself in a woman's hands, or she may come to dominate you completely. Okay, as I said, this is not love. We're not talking about love here. This is something completely different. And at that time, why would that even be possible? You got to remember when this supposedly was written, right? Yes, women had no power. How did they have any power? So again, men just using women as an excuse when they were weak, and what? Weak and weak. Okay, just saying. I don't have anything against men who are not strong or this or that or whatever. It's not. That's not what I'm saying. Right? Men who actually would go by this or believe that actually happened at that time. I don't know now. I mean, any man who how okay. You know what? I'm not gonna go there. Don't get it. Don't want to get it. It's obviously an excuse for what? His own behavior, other men's behavior, for who knows what. Not going there. Your problem, not mine. As a woman, do not keep company with a prostitute. That's good advice. Wait. The reason is good. The reasoning, though, again. Do not keep company with a prostitute in case you get entangled in her snares. So it's okay to keep company with a prostitute if that does not happen. Okay. Do not dally with a singing girl in case you get caught by her wiles. Do not stare at a pretty girl in case you and she incur the same punishment. Do not give your heart to whores, or you will ruin your inheritance. Keep your eyes to yourself in the streets of a town. Do not prowl about its unfrequented quarters. Turn your eyes away from a handsome woman. Do not stare at a beauty belonging to someone else. Well, yeah. Well, that does not mean that you can't. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to. You know what? This is all advice from men. Go with it. You know what? If you need that kind of advice, something wrong with you, regardless. Oh, dear Lord. Because of a woman's beauty, many have been undone. Okay. This makes passion flare up like a fire. Never sit down with a married woman or sit at a table with her drinking wine, in case you let your heart succumb to her. So a woman doesn't really have anything to say and go, yeah, we can drink. Yep, you're my husband's best friend. So we're sitting at the table here having a glass of wine. So the woman doesn't really have anything to say about what the man's gonna do in case. As a woman, okay, I didn't know. And you lose self control and slide to disaster. I have, after I got married to my one and only husband, I never danced with another man again. And many times out there, except for my husband, and many times out there, people didn't get it. And men and women alike. Why won't you just go and dance? You know, because that's wrong. I don't want another man's hands on my body, even while dancing. I think that's wrong. I don't want that. I feel uncomfortable. That's too close for comfort. Yes? Done? I don't care if people get it or not. That's how I felt about it. So, is it just the guy who has to make the decision there? No, no. And there were some that had talked to me in way I have to say, no. Where I'm out of here. Yes? Yeah. So, again, is it just a man's okay, a man who can't keep his mouth shut and stay respectful towards women in the way of no, we're not no, don't try that seductive stuff. It's always women are seducing the men. That's, and here especially. But what was this all? This is all about, oh, beware, women seducing you. But really, when it come in my life, it was always the men. It was mostly the men. Okay? Okay, with my husband, it's a little different. It was mostly the men who tried to seduce me. And I'm going, nah, no thank you. Not interested. Even while I was married. And they knew I was married. Yes? Yeah. So, women carry just as much responsibility on I could turn this all around, and instead of having to be aware of a woman here, as Ecclesiasticus is doing for the guys, I could turn that around and put the man here in all of this. Yes, it goes both ways to start with. This, I don't even, and the excuse is being made on how, I say, nope, sorry. We have a commandment, thou shalt not commit adultery. One. And the other one, don't look at your neighbor's wife. Done. For with what? Lusting eyes. You can appreciate that just because I have my mind made up when it comes to all that doesn't mean I can't appreciate a nice, good-looking man out there. That's not. And appreciate the handsomeness or whatever. And I think men do that too. It doesn't automatically mean when I say, wow, that's a beautiful woman, that they want to have, that they need to be in bed with them. Do you know what I mean? Yes. So, yeah, we got some out there that are just, they can't just, I don't know. Why don't I just walk around naked so everyone can say, yeah, you know what? Now you don't have to behave in this lewd way. We're seeing where you're at. Yeah. Would that make a difference? And they would be actually embarrassed because what they're doing out there, I guess at that time and now, and have done that all through time, these men who don't seem to be able to, stay true to one woman, or vice versa, the women as well, can't stay true to one man. At that time, I guarantee you, it was not the women. If they'd had to walk around naked, you think they'd learn to control their urges? What do you think? Somebody's trying to get in. No. Oh, it's you. I thought it was one of the cats trying to get in.
Yeah, Bagel was out here.
Was out there too. I'm almost done here. You can come in.
It smells really nice in here.
Yeah, I have a candle burning. How was it with Ham? Oh.
I didn't sleep at all last night.
No way. Why not?
It was just because of the way that we had done it.
Oh.
All the dogs slept with me.
And you were afraid that.
No. I had just got a new bed, and this bed happens to be smaller than the bed that I used to have. So I had.
Wait, all the dogs were in the bed with you?
Yes.
Oh dear.
They were in the bed with me because they don't know what personal space is. So I have a pit bull that's my size in the bed with me. I have a little brown dog in the bed with me. I have Luca, which is a little bit smaller than Ham, in the bed with me, with all my stuffed animals on there. So I'm crammed with space. I have this little blanket that barely fits me under it because it's summertime. It's hot, and they all want to get under the blanket, and obviously I don't have that much. So I get the sheet, and we all lay under that, and then Ham has to go to the bathroom.
Of course.
So I wanted to just let Ham out, but all the dogs, for some reason, wanted to go outside. So I let all the dogs out. They all used the bathroom. They came inside. They're like, oh, yeah, it's time to wake up now. No, it's not. Go back into the room. Hannah wakes up. She tries to get Jack and Luca back in the bedroom with her because Dad had left for midnight for her. Uh-huh. That's why they were all up. At one point, it was just me and Ham. But then Luca insisted on sleeping with us. So he came in there, too. And I couldn't fall asleep because it was really hot in there. I had no personal space. Everybody was just in my room.
It's still hot in your room?
Yeah.
You didn't get a fan? You don't have a fan in there?
I do have a fan. I have a ceiling fan.
No. So how did you do with all the other dogs?
He did really good with Luca. It took a minute to get them introduced, but after a minute, they started playing really good together.
Uh-huh.
Jack was a little iffy, just because usually the only pit bull that comes around is Lola. And Lola's obviously the boss between them because.
Right.
But him had a really good time, I think.
Good, good. I'm glad everything went well when it comes down to it, except for it happens, new things. So you didn't sleep all that well. Did Mommy make any coffee over there?
I don't think so.
What time is it?
It's almost 6.
Oh, she's not up yet.
It is 6, I believe.
Yeah, she's just getting up now. Alrighty, darling. Let me finish this up.
No, I'm just kidding.
And I'll be over for some coffee.
I probably won't be up anymore.
You won't? You're going back to sleep.
sleep.
Oh, you're going back to sleep. Okay.
No, I maybe slept 3 hours last night.
Did you?
Probably 2. 3 is honestly kind of lucky for me, or if that's over. What's the word? Overseeing it?
Overthinking?
No.
Oh.
Overestimating how much I slept last night.
Overestimated.
That's the word I was looking for.
Okay.
It's too early for my brain to process.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks for the little visit. I'm glad everything went well, and I'll see you over there later. I love you. Bye.
Now you have to try to guess what time I'll wake up.
Again, yesterday I won.
Yeah, you have to guess today now.
Okay. Well, they hardly know what to do without you.
Yeah, well, they annoy the poopy out of me too sometimes.
All right. Relations with people. Do not desert an old friend. The new one will not be his match. New friend, new wine. When it grows old, you drink it with pleasure. Do not envy the sinner his success. You do not know how that will end. Do not take pleasure in what pleases the godless. Remember, they will not go unpunished here below. Keep your Keep your distance from the man who has the power to put to death, and you will not be haunted by the fear of dying. Well, again, this here, do not take pleasure in what pleases the godless. Okay, I'm sorry. All this up here that we wrote about women, you think that this was all godless people who did that? I doubt it. Isn't this all amongst the Israelites? Yeah. All right. Well, let's just keep reading. Keep your distance from the man who has the power to put to death, and you will not be haunted by the fear of dying. That's a good idea, I guess. If you do approach him, make no false move, or he may take your life. Okay, what does that mean? Then you have to lie. You can't say the truth. You have to lie. You have to grovel. You have to... Okay. I don't know. Is that what... You know what? Realize that you are treading among trip lines, that you are strolling on the battlements. Cultivate your neighbors to the best of your ability, and consult with the wise. For conversation seek the intelligent. Let all your discussions bear on the law of the Most High. Have the upright for your table companions, and let your pride be in fearing the Lord. Work from skilled hands will earn its praise, but a leader of the people must be skillful in words. A chatterbox is a terror to his town. A loose talker is detested. Chatterbox, I don't know. I like chatterboxes. Whatever. Okay. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I could say something to everything, and gosh, it gets old. Tired of it. It's the same old, same old. Everybody has the same thing to say in here. It doesn't really matter. What I find is, oh, there's all this great stuff, but, it's just one excuse after another why oneself doesn't need to look at themselves and just do better. Just don't be tempted. Just don't go the way of whatever way you shouldn't be going. It's not that hard to do. Okay. But the excuses stand till today. I say often, If the people didn't want it, it wouldn't exist. It could go the other way too, especially when it comes to all this negative and stuff out there that people should never be doing, especially to children as well. Could go the other way too. If people truly would want it. For example, the safety of every child out there, it would exist. Okay, there, I said it. Which reminds me, I have 5 minutes here. Oh, a little more than 5, but there's a new song out there, and it's basically addressing the failure of on how John the Baptist failed Jesus. Okay, well, I never thought of John the Baptist in that way, and maybe due to the fact how his death went, though the reason he died now people want to say that, oh, the reason he died and his head got chopped off is because he did not follow Jesus, which I don't believe is true, number one, okay, but actually the real reason that he was executed and killed was because he wasn't seduced by a woman. He wouldn't let himself be seduced by a woman. In that case, it was. It says so. At least it says so. Yes, I don't know. Might not be true either. Who knows? I wasn't there. People just make up stuff. Supposedly, what we do know, though, is that he did give witness to Jesus as the Son of God. Yes? And baptized him. All right. So, in my movement, in the Family Federation for World Peace, in the Divine Principle, it also states that John the Baptist kind of failed Jesus. Maybe he did, yeah. Maybe he didn't. And on how he should have lived his life once he met Jesus, alongside Jesus. And on how, okay, I'm just saying, I don't agree with everything that's in the Divine Principle, okay? I just don't. And that was one part where I'd say, and then another part that went before that, where actually John the Baptist's father could be Jesus' father. I'm going, no. I'm not going there. Then we don't need the Bible. There is too much no. And I don't believe that God would have Jesus be conceived. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Number one. Yes? That would have been adultery on Zachariah's case. Yes? Yes? Well, just saying. I don't believe that. I do not believe that Jesus, born without sin, would be born of a sinful relationship. Out of a sinful relationship. I don't believe that. All right. Done with that. What I do not like, though, I was not there. I was not there at the time. I don't know exactly what went on. And I'm definitely not going to, per se, persecute any figure, okay, in the past. I may ask questions, but, well, I don't quite understand that part. And then, do the stories actually kind of run along with each other, or are too many discrepancies going on there? But at this time, to create a song like that, to just absolutely point the finger at John the Baptist, right, who may have or may not have done the best that he could with the information that he had at the time, and persecute him like that, I can't. Sorry. No. I wanted to go in so bad and say something. And then I thought, you know what? I can do that on my video here. There may be other figures, in every disciple supposedly abandoned Jesus. Yes, when it came down to it, before he was put on the cross. And yet, they're all what? Become saints? I'm just saying. And here's John the Baptist. He brought a tradition into this world, baptism, obviously, where that I find refreshing. That I find like a commitment that people, a man and a woman, okay. So if it's two guys, two women out there want to do the same, just keep it in your bedroom, please. Just like everybody else should. I don't care. It'll right itself eventually. To make a commitment in marriage, right? Yes, baptism is what? A commitment to our Heavenly Parent. All right, in the Catholic Church, you're baptized after a week or 2 weeks old, right? Or as soon as you're able to make it to the church with your parents and get, whatever they do. Yes, okay. I don't know. Then well, I didn't agree to be baptized, right? Okay, I'm just saying. Who cares, right? I'm pretty sure that if it doesn't do no good, it won't hurt you neither. That kind of thing. So, but as far as, and that's the fear-mongering thing out there, that if you don't get baptized in a Catholic church, then you're going to hell. No, I don't believe that either. That God would never ever do something like that with a baby. So, zip it. We shouldn't persecute and judge people in the way that I've seen that John the Baptist was persecuted and judged in that song. We can ask questions. We can wonder. But since we weren't there and we don't really know, I don't think that's a fair song towards John the Baptist. Yes? Okay, gotta finish up. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, and embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, I love you. Let's keep praying together, and I will talk to you all another time.